Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this episode of Time with MelvisTouch with a set of practices and expressions that should not enter 2026. Are you ready? Are you ready? The first expression that must not enter your 2026 is saying men are scum. Because what in the misogyny is going on? Who asked you to test all the men? And because you've tested the quantity that you've tested and they are all scum, doesn't mean there are no good men out there. And if you intend to share your life with someone, even after 100 heartbreaks, and you're still hopeful to find somebody's son, you must stop saying men are scum in 2026. Thank you. The second expression that must not enter 2026 is saying men are polygamous in nature. Like, what the hell? And this is mostly coming from men who do not want to take responsibilities for their actions, who do not want to be loyal. Yes, I'm not taking sides. God created you. Did God tell you are polygamous in nature? Why are you forcing things into our minds? You are not polygamous in nature. It's just like saying that because human beings have the tendency to sin, human beings are sinful in nature. No. We have the willpower to pick between right and wrong. And so if you want to be polygamous most alone. Don't feed us with it. And some people bring this argument and say, even in the Bible, Solomon was married to many women. And I tell them, God set those examples. If you check the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, every instance where God introduced polygamy was to tell us how bad it was. If you doubt that story, go check the story of Solomon. You see that because he married many women, they introduced him to foreign gods, and that was the beginning of his downfall. So men are not polygamous. Thank you. Another expression that must not enter 2026 is saying that baby mamas are toxic and are not wife material. Oh, God. What in the misandrist is going on? Who made them pregnant? Who made them pregnant? A man made them pregnant. So why are you antagonizing on that portion of society that requires our love? If you've never understood how difficult it is to raise a child, to go through pregnancy alone, raise a child alone, and train them like a mother and a father, then do not judge a single mother. And 9 out of 10 times, the people who are saying this are the young ladies and even men who have practiced many abortions. And then now you antagonize against that one lady who said, I have sinned the sin of fornication. But because I did this and there is a result, I'm not going to keep sinning by killing an innocent blood. I will raise this child. She sacrifices her life and says, I'll take care of this child. And you say she's toxic and she's not qualified for marriage? Please, that must stop in 2026. Yes, another practice that must stop and not enter 2026. Posting on your status and saying, sickness, leave me alone, no. Malaria, leave me alone, no. Hello, dear. I came to tell you today that mosquito nets and malaria drugs are not found on statuses. They're in the hospitals. We already have too much in our head. We are so stressed and depressed by the economy and our lives that when we go to social media or to WhatsApp and we are looking at the status, all we want to do is be entertained. So do not carry your sickness and malaria and bring it. Oh, you are telling sickness and malaria on your status to leave you alone. Is there mosquito net on the status? No. We understand that sometimes you just crave shawarma and pizza. What you have to do in that situation is look for the person you're hoping to buy and write them on DM. Say, please, can you buy me shawarma and pizza? Do not write on your status that sickness, malaria, leave me alone. No, that must end. Another practice that must end before 2026, setting up the cameras and crying in front of it. Oh my God. That's the last, like that's the fakest of the fake. No matter what happens, even if you are mourning, how do you get the courage to pick up a camera and set it, and sometimes even with a ring light, and then you sit in front of it and you cry? And you cry. The truth is that people who are actually mourning or in distress do not have time for the cameras. The $1 million question. Yes. If you are actually in distress, you don't have time for the camera. The $1 million questions that I will ask you is, what if you set that camera and you cry, and at the end of the day, you realize that the camera did not capture the cry? What happens? You reset it and cry the cry that you crewed. Or you cried and then you pick the video and you're like, no, this side of my face is not my face card. So I wanted that they should see more of this side. So what do? You set the camera again and then you put your favorite filter and you're like, I'm so distressed. I'm so in pain. That attitude must stop before 2026. Another attitude that must stop before 2026, telling a woman that because her father was poor, she has no right to desire a rich husband. Affliction must not rise again. Affliction can never rise again. Because I came from poverty doesn't mean poverty defines me or that I do not have standards. If my mother had bad character, it doesn't mean that I will be comfortable with bad character. So let that attitude stop. Another attitude that must stop before 2026, calling yourself boss lady, one-man mopol. That's a lie. That is a big lie. You are not a one-man mopol. Nobody functions as an island. Even if you have the entire money in the whole world, if you are building a mansion, you need a mason. You need somebody that sells cement. So nobody is a one-man mopol. Yes. Another attitude, last but one, that you shouldn't carry to 2026 is following friends or anybody to a party that is strictly on invitation when you were not invited. That must stop. If an occasion is strictly on invitation, it means that they have counted the number of people they are inviting and they've made preparations for that number of people. You are adding yourself now that what should people do? And the funny thing is that those of you who go without invitations, you will even be asking for a takeaway. You are eating and saying, please, my meat is not big enough. Who invited you? Please stop. And the last, but not the least, that men must not do. This one is for men. Whatever happens, never move in with your girlfriend. In fact, visiting your girlfriend should be an occasional something. And even before it happens, you must ask the gods of your village, Father, is today safe? We're not promoting promiscuity, but if you've not married anybody's daughter, she has no obligation towards you. And so you cannot tell her that you are the only person visiting her. So don't just storm into people's houses, sleep there and start staying. You are moving in at what? A bouncing baby boy? You are a husband. The Bible says men are providers. Please, set good examples and do not disgrace brotherhood. Thank you so much.